Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm just going to take a second and I'm going to load our video and our comments. Here we go. Right, everything looks good. Go up a little higher. I'm going to give everyone a minute to come in. I'm going to make sure my volume is down. Yep, on my phone. Perfect. I'll give everyone a minute to come in. Hi, Natalie. Thanks for joining, love. Yeah, that looks good. So I want to start by doing a giveaway. So I'm going to give everyone a second to come in. And then I can get right into it. So today what I want to do is we're going to take our file folder journal that we had started. Like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn it this way and we're going to do mixed media across the entire outside cover. So I'm really excited and I'm going to show you guys my favorite method. So we're going to do that. But before we do that, I want to do a giveaway. Hi, Morgan. Thanks for joining, love. So I made a quick list of supplies in the main group. So for today, we're going to need our favorite acrylic paints. I'm just using this one here from Apple Barrel. It's a set of like all vintage colors. So just your favorite acrylic paint. You're going to need a brayer. Sorry guys, mine's actually up here. There we go. I have my brayer. And you're going to need a gel plate. And if you don't have a gel plate for this method, just a piece of paper or cardstock will be fine. Because you just want something to brayer off on. So I'm going to do both. I'm going to use my jelly plate to brayer off on. But then I'm going to pull a print when I'm all done. So I'll show you guys that. Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining. And then your favorite stamps and my archival inks are in here in front of me. Hi, Liz. Thanks for joining. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the giveaway. So I have 12 names. So what I did was I waited a week and I let everyone watch the video and make a comment. And anyone who commented on my previous video, your name is going into a draw today for my new digital kit, Grungy Mixed Media Backgrounds Kit 1. So I want to go ahead and I want to do a giveaway. So if you guys can see here, I'm just going to move my phone here so you guys can see. And here I have a random number generator. So my random number is between 1 and 12. And I have a list here of the names of everyone who watched the last video and commented between 1 and 12. So everyone has a designated number to their name. So I'm going to click generate. So our first number is 10. So on here, our first number is 10. So our first winner is Maxine Elizabeth. Congratulations, Maxine. You win the first kit. So that's kit 1. And we're going to do a second one. So I'm going to click generate one more time. Generate a random number. It is 5. Congratulations, Glennis. I know that you have a copy of the new kit. So what I'm going to do is get you to select one that you would like out of my Etsy shop. And I will get you a copy of that kit. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to generate one more. And the other one is 4. And the winner is number 4, Wendy Still. Congratulations, Wendy. So those are our 3 winners for a digital kit. So we have, we have 3 winners for 3 of my kits. Congratulations, guys. Thanks so much for watching the videos and for supporting me doing the lives. Thank you guys so much. So I'm going to get out of there and go back to our video. So I'm just going to write that in so everyone can see that. So yeah, congratulations, Wendy. I'll have to hit that. Yeah, there we go. Here we go. Nicholas and Maxine Elizabeth at Maxine Elizabeth. There we go. Congratulations. Thanks, guys. So I'm going to put this aside now, and we can get right into our video. Sorry, it wasn't letting me tag her. I'll have to send her a message after. And I'll get you the kits as soon as I'm done this live. So basically what we want to do is we want to take our gel plate out of here. And I don't clean mine, guys. I just leave it right the way it is, covered in paint, because later you never know what you're gonna get. You're gonna have bits and pieces of this eventually come up and come off, and you don't really have to see this. This is just where I'm gonna brayer off onto. And I have some of my new stamp sets in front of me, so I'll show you these. So these are new to me this month. I have this one here called Nature's Discovery from Tim Holtz, CMS 049. I have Botanic Collage, CMS 447 from Tim Holtz. And I have this printed tissue paper, Hot Picks. There's 4 sheets here from Paper Artsy. And I have 3 of Seth Apter's stamps. So these are brand new to me. These are the first stamps of his that I've actually bought. So I have this one here, which is Seth Apter 26, ESA 26, and I have ESA 36. And this is one of the ones from his new release. He has a set of 3 that he just came out with, but the other 2 are on back order. So I will probably have those at some point in February, but I have this one to start me off for now. And then I ordered this little one. This one is called Electica Mini 67. So I just wanted to share with you guys what I'm going to be using today. So I'll be pulling from here at some point. But for now, we can get right into this. So what I want to do is take my file folder and put it the opposite way. So I'm on the total outside portion of my file folder. And I could probably, yep, I have just enough room across the glass media mat that I can work on this. So what I'll do is I'll do this in sections, and then we can kind of move it around. And I can even, here, I can put this up here. That's probably better. Okay, and I can move this. There we go. I just want to make sure I'm in frame here. There we go. Let's give that a second to catch up. And I'll have my brayer off to the right. And that one there. I just want to make sure this is completely in frame. Perfect. And again, I'm using Apple Barrel paints. I don't have any of Paper Artsy paints yet. So what I want to do is start off with something probably a little bit on the lighter side. So I'm thinking, because these are a bit darker, I have, let's go with the light blue. So essentially what I'm going to do, I'm not sure if these need to be shaken or not. I haven't used these yet, I just opened them. So what I want to do is just dab. I don't want to, squeeze. I just want to give these like a little dab. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my brayer and I'm going to start brayering it in different directions. Like this. Here we go. So you guys can see that. Okay. And I want to do that until it's pretty much dry. And I'm thinking that these are more, that one seems to be more translucent, I think. Okay, now let's go in with some buttercream. That's what this one reminds me of, but it's actually called Toasted Marshmallow. It looks like Seth's buttercream. So I'm just going to add some random splotches here and there. And I'm doing more of a pouncing motion opposed to doing, and I have a smaller one that might be less awkward than this. Here we go. This one's probably better. This is like more of a medium size one, if you guys can see the difference. Here we go. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start layering this in different directions. So ideally, you want to start out in very small layers, and then you want to work it up. So to me, this is extremely light, so I want to start going in with some darker colors. So that's kind of what you'd start asking. I did a little bit more of a squeeze there opposed to just my little dab, and I'll show you why. So if I want more coverage, so I'm gonna, and I want continuity too. So for this one here, I'm gonna drag that, see, right across. So if I want, yeah, like full coverage, whereas this I'm just gonna get, there we go. And I'm just gonna keep playing with this and building up my layers. And then I'm going to come in with some caramel. There we go. And this is actually drying pretty fast. And then same thing, I want to, so if I've gone in a direction that's kind of vertical like this, I'm going to come in and start going this way. So I'm pushing things both ways. There we go. Yeah, I've never used these paints, and they're kind of, yeah, they seem to be more translucent than, say, my Liquitex. So it's interesting how your different paints play. And yeah, I'm looking for something super grungy, and we're just going to keep building our layers. And again, I don't feel like this is dark enough. So I've got Gray Fox. Let's come in with some Gray Fox. And I don't need to do this like in too many spots, maybe just to add some depth. So I have this towards the top and towards the bottom. So I can kind of, there we go. Come this way. Now, I want to show you guys what this is doing. If you guys can see all that texture, it is absolutely incredible. And once we build this, it's going to be like three-dimensional. So I'm super excited to show you guys this. I'm going to add some blues. So these are generally a vintage collection. So the great thing about this too is I didn't really have to pay attention too much as to what colors I'm mixing, because it's overall like a vintage palette. So I've got some like lighter blues, and I've got some darker blues, and I've got the browns and the beiges and the cream and all those kind of colors that kind of make it pop, right? Here we go. And I want to come back in with more caramel because I really like that. And this is a great thing too, when you keep just dabbing and adding, we're going to get a nice blend. And I want to go this way. So we're going in different directions. This, across here, and then vertical, like up and down. Yeah, like that. So as you guys can see too, I haven't really used the jelly plate much. And you could do a layer on the jelly plate and then add it on top as well. But for this, I'm just going to use the brayer. So we're just going to keep going until we completely cover this. And now I have Warm Buff, this is called. So I think this is like a brown. Oh, this is a nice beigey color. Here we go. So we can kind of light it up in areas. So if you feel like it's a little dark, add light. And if you feel like it's a little light, add dark. So that's the great thing about it. And your acrylic paints generally, they will play pretty nice together. Just, you gotta watch your primary colors, and you have to make sure that you're within your color family. So if I were to add pink, or I were to add, because I'm going for more of a vintage look, if I were to add pink or something completely contrasting to these colors, I could end up with mud. So I just wanted to share that. You just have to be mindful about what colors you're actually blending together. So if you pick up a set like what I have with the apple barrel paints, these are, well, they were super affordable. I want to share that too. This whole set was about $20, and I think there's 24. No, 12. Sorry, there's, yeah, 12. Nope, there's 24. Sorry, yeah, there's 24 colors in this set. And they're about $20, which wasn't bad. Because I know some brands can get really expensive. Sorry, guys, I have my husband coming in the door, and I've got the cat and the dog going crazy. Even with my door closed, you can still hear them having a meltdown. There we go. So we're getting something super fun here. Let me see. I'm thinking darker. Let's go with this chocolate sprinkle. So this is like a nice espresso color. So again, I don't want to add too much, if you guys can see. I just want to add like... And if you do that kind of method when you're using your paints, they'll go a very long way. So because I've just dabbed it, I'm not going to get... I'm not going to have too much paint where I'm not able to... or it's not pliable and I'm trying to wipe it off on other things. So that's the other thing too. I do have my my jelly plate beside me just in case, because I wasn't sure what to expect with these paints. I haven't used them before. So I'm actually really, I'm really pleased with the result. I just have to load our video again. Sorry guys. Here we go. Oh, I can see the comments. Thanks for joining, Rachel. Thanks for joining, Louise. And Marjorie, thanks for joining. It is so much fun. I love doing mixed media. And these are some techniques that I have learned from Seth Apter. So that's kind of what we do, guys. We watch videos and tutorials, and we get inspiration, and then we put our own spin on things. So it's a lot of fun. And I'm going to add a couple of multicolors here. I don't think I'm going to go darker. I think I'm going to go a little lighter. Maybe back into the gray. I like this one. And I'm thinking we need some like right in here. And maybe here. And we can just kind of start filling in the blanks. Here we go. And then I would say we are mostly covered. And I'm going to show you guys the next fun thing. So with this, I'm loving how this looks, how it's streaky and blended. And we've gone in two different directions, mostly for covering it. And then what we can do to fill in our gaps, you could either use the actual gel plate and you could fill in the gaps. But here's a quick way. And I, oh, right here. I have a makeup sponge. So just, you know, a normal sponge that you'd use for putting on your foundation in the morning. So what I want to do is I'm going to slide this up so you guys can see what I'm doing. Here. There we we go. I can get that a little closer so you guys can see what's in front of me right here. So I'm going to dab and make a little blending palette for myself. So now I'm not dabbing on here, I'm dabbing on my gloss media mat. And that's another thing that I absolutely love about this mat. You can ink it, you can paint on it, you can add any of your mixed media and your stuff to it, and it washes up so easily. And oh, and I didn't add that blue. That's really nice too. This one's called Mermaid Parade. That's a nice blue. I'm gonna add more of that one here. And then I'm going to grab some water. So I have my distress sprayer. So I just would come over here and just give this a little spritz over here in the corner. So I'm going to take my sponge. I'm going to just quickly dab it into the spritz, and then I can start picking up paint. And again, we're just sponging it. So then we can start filling in these blanks. And we can go lighter, we can go darker, we can do color blending. So if I like this mermaid, I'm going to start using some of this. So I can add some splotches in here and there, and then I can add more of that here, and then here. And I really like this over here. There we go. Some lighter. And I can drag it and streak it, or I can wipe it different directions. You can just blend it in kind of like in a motion like this. There's so many things that you can do. And then I could again come in with the brayer and bray it out. You can give it a spray, and then you can move it around. So if I don't like something and I want to blend it a little better, just come in with your brayer and a little bit of water, and you can blend things out. So that's the other great thing too. And I'm going to show you guys here for this corner. I want to go lighter and a little bit of the brown, and then I can add it all in here. So if I want to wipe this out and make this kind of a little bit more grungy, where I'm blending it. Yeah, just like that. And I'm getting this like amazing texture and color all at the same time. Here we go. I can add some more blue at the top here, or I can blend this sort of in like that. There we go. And I'm finding too, this paint's actually drying pretty quickly. It's a little tacky, but it's not overly like wet. Okay, I'm gonna flip it around. There, so this is how the whole front part looks, guys. If you guys can see that. Nice and grungy. I got all the pops of color. This is a very nice palette. I'm really happy with it. And again, I probably want things a little more streaky, so I can come in with the brayer. And if I feel like something's not quite light or dark enough, I can always add some more colors. And the other thing too, I have these brushes, and they're like a thick, almost like a horsehair sort of brush. And this is gonna like, I love this effect, if you guys can see this. And it just gives you all kinds of texture. And I'm adding and I'm subtracting, if you guys can see that. I did mention the jelly plate, but I haven't really used it. I figured I would probably need it, because what I would normally do especially with my Liquitex paints, I find they go on a lot thicker than these are. So I would essentially need to have to brayer them off onto either a piece of paper or onto the gel plate, and then I'd do a pull at the end. So, I mean, we can still have a little play with that too. We'll still do that because I said have your gel plate. But these are some super fun techniques that you can do to achieve a nice grungy cover. And you can just keep layering and layering and layering. And maybe we'll go in some of the buttercream. So I'm assuming that these are going to play very similar to the Paper Artsy paints in terms of them being like a chalk paint, and they dry quickly, and Seth mentioned that you can write over them, so they're great for journaling. And also the Paper Artsy paint, you can do all sorts of different things with it, from the jelly plate to your regular mixed media. And I'm really impressed with these ones here too, because they are, if you guys can see that, they're coming off as being translucent. So I'm still getting the effect, even though I'm putting the cream over top, I'm still getting all that color underneath and all the effects underneath that as well. Yes, that's what I find with the Liquitex paints, that they're really thick. So yeah, it's kind of like you have to kind of brayer things off as you go. Where these are like really thin, and they're more of like a liquid. And because I'm dabbing, I'm not using a whole lot as I go. So I have something that looks a little bit more blue in areas, and then I've got the browns in here. And then maybe come in with more of the buttercream, just to lighten it up a little bit. And do more of it, maybe. There we go. And then I can use the bigger brayer. There we go. So I've got some splotches, but I've also got streaks here going. Just want to be able to, there we go, pull that off that way. Almost reminds me of lily pads in a lake. It's a really neat effect that I got here. And I do like that color palette. All right. So then we kind of get to the point where more is more. Or we've had, you know, we're completely covered. And then we want to take a direction of where we're going to go next. So this is where I'm going to grab my Ranger Archival inks. Here we go. Sorry, guys. I need to get to them. There we go. I have them tucked in behind here. And I have his minis, and then I have the full ink pads. But I want some blue. Some blue ink. So I'm thinking some Faded Jeans, some Mermaid Lagoon, and I've got Salvaged Patina, and I've got Prize Ribbon, and maybe we could do some Ground Espresso. I'm going to want Black Soot, and We could throw in some wild honey. Okay, so now that I have my color palette, I'm going to put these aside. There we go. And I'm going to grab my stamps. And I'm really excited to use some of these new ones. So I'm going to start it with this one here. The one, the Etc. Sorry, the Electica. Here we go. And I'm not going to worry about mounting this to anything. I'm just going to hold it in my hand. So essentially what I want to do is come in with something lighter. So let's start with Salvage Patina. And I'm going to put these all kind of up here. There we go. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. Here we go. Got my Salvage Patina. And I just want to take a portion of the stamp. I don't want to take like the whole thing. So I'm kind of going to get my own sort of thing. And then I can kind of figure out where I want to add my bits and pieces. So I can start kind of getting my own thing here. Maybe. There we go. I'm going to ink up the whole thing. So there's that way to do it, where you're just picking up a piece, and then you ink up the whole thing, you hold it, and then you do like one of these, where we are stamping little portions of it. So we have that where it says 1, and then maybe over here we could do it like this, and then like over here, and kind of have a continuity as you go. Then I have a little piece here. There we go. Now I have to ink it up again. Okay, and same with over here. Sorry guys. And I want this like W sort of thing here. Like that. And then I have this one here that says 1. Whoops. And then something in the middle that's kind of like this. And I'm only going to get bits and pieces of that because I've already inked that off in other places. Now we can go a little darker. Faded Jeans. And I'm not worried. If I'm going from light to dark, I won't bother wiping these off. So like I went from the lightest color first, and then I'm going to the darker one. So now I want to turn my stamp. So the amazing thing about using a stamp like this that isn't a script or isn't, it's just like a grungy sort of thing. You can use this any way that you want. So I'm going to do something where I'm going to flip it like this to get something totally different. If you guys can see that. It almost looks like a 5. So that's kind of neat. So again, we're going to get different things by inking up different portions and reversing our stamps around. So here we go. I've got 3 little lines there. So yeah, at first it sort of looks like a hot mess, but as you're building layers, we're going to have more continuity, and it's just a lot of fun. So I've got some of that going, and I want another element maybe like that, maybe here, just to tie it in. And for this I used Faded Jeans. So I want the same, yep, right like that, right here, just like that. Now we can move to a different stamp. And this is from his new set here, ESA 36. So I'm super excited to dig into these. And that one looks like more of maybe a script stamp. Let me see. There we go. Yep, that looks like a nice script stamp. It doesn't look like it's in English, so that's kind of neat. And then I want to do something darker again. So maybe, I don't know, maybe brown this time. Let's do ground espresso. So this really pops. So with the script stamps, I like to do this too. I like to ink up the whole entire thing. And then I like to do the bits and pieces here and there. Yeah, that looks fun. Here we go. Oh, and then I want, now that I'm doing script, now it matters what way my file folder is going. So this, now I know that's the bottom, this is the top. So then we're going to flip it this way. So then we know that's the bottom and this is the top. So see, that changes everything. Just so that we know our script is the right way up. So again, I'm just going to add little bits and pieces here and there and everywhere, here, and some towards the top. And I've got these really nice lines going here. There we go. There. And I have some more over here, right there. So essentially, guys, we're just slowly building our layers. And then I like a really dark sort of outline or background. And the next one I'm going to go for is this one here. So if you guys can see, this is like super grungy. I'm going to go in with black soot. And actually for this, I think I'm just going to grab, yeah, here we go, black soot. And I can just go right in. Here we go. And for this, I just want to just keep touching it kind of like that. There we go. So I've got like a portion of it. And so what this does too is it's going to give me that broken up sort of grungy look where it's not the full inked up stamp look. It's going to give me like that partial. So if you guys can see what I mean by that. So when I come to the corner here and I go in, it gives me like a cutoff. So same type of thing here when so I'm not getting the full stamp, I'm just getting like bits and pieces. And I'm going to do the same thing here where I'm just working it like that and like this. And this is just our background, guys. I'm going to collage and add all kinds of stuff to here. There we go. Once we are fully dry. And each of these are a panel on the inside of our journal. So it's going to give us all kinds of depth and it's going to give us layers. So when you want to add that sort of grungy element, these stamps are wonderful for that. So I've got the script sort of there so I can kind of break that up. There we go. So just having, you know, taking the time and kind of deciding how you want to layer your elements. And you don't have to do it exactly the way I did it either, like where you're using this color palette. I mean, if pink is your jam, go for it. Or, you know, the more like reds or lighter colors. There, I really like that. Yeah, again, it goes this way. And we're just going to add little bits and pieces. I like that on the spine, just to give the spine something. Sometimes I feel like that, where we just don't have much of really anything. There. Just like that. That's where our spine is. And then, oh, I got that covered. on that. Let's see what else we have here. This looks fun. This one here with these symbols. I love Seth's stuff because it's super grungy, and it's not like anything I've ever seen. I find Tim Holtz stamps are very nice, but they're more vintage, and they're not really grungy. And the ones that are grungy aren't quite grungy enough, if that makes sense. That's just kind of how I sort of my thought process works. Because yeah, these are great, and I'm super happy with them, and they stamp great. So I just wanted to share that. So if you're new to Paper Artsy or Seth After products, I would put these in the same category as Stampers Anonymous. So I'm super happy. Yeah, and I'm really liking that. And maybe to break it up just a little bit, maybe just a little one there. It's kind of what I'm trying to achieve, right? Is where we're just sort of breaking things up and adding these extra grungy elements. It just gives our background that something, because once we start layering, guys, you're only going to see a portion of this. So it could be anything. I could start going in with tissue paper, or I could go in with collaging, or I could go in with just about anything, really. And see, I even feel like these things like maybe need something there, because just to break it up a little bit. And then so they don't look like lily pads. There we go. Super fun. I like that. There we go. And again, I could add more paint. I could come in and add other things. The other thing I wanted to try is I have this super fun product that I've used a couple of times, but I'm not really too comfortable with it yet, because it's kind of like a color explosion, and you don't really know what you're going to get. But it's a lot of fun, and they are Paper Artsy infusions, and I have them now in probably 12 or 15 different colors. Okay, here we go. In the navy. This is a blue one. So let's go with this one first. So now, with the infusions, what I'm going to do is just come in and add a sprinkle that's ever so slightly, just like that. And then I'm going to bring my water in. And you guys can see here. I'll come up closer. Then I'm going to get like a total explosion of color. And then the more that you go in, I'm going to get like an undertone of walnut stain, because each one is infused with like a walnut stain. So now look at that, guys. Now that I've gone in with the infusions. So that takes that look to something totally different. See? So with the paint as the base, and then your infusions on top, it just makes it pop. Well, sorry guys, I'm trying to plug this in with one hand. There, I wasn't expecting that to pop out on me. There we go. And you just kind of push it around. I'm going to kind of drip it and let it kind of do its thing. So I really love that look with how grungy that is. I just want it to dry right like that, where I'm seeing all that color explosion. And I really love the I'm not sure. I've never used brushos. I've only used the infusions. They're by Paper Artsy, and you can get them in the UK because they're manufactured, I believe, in the UK or maybe France. Most of Seth After products are manufactured in either the UK or in France. So I just wanted to share that. So finding a retailer wouldn't be a problem for you guys. There. So see, that just gives it that little bit of something extra. And then anywhere where the infusions have actually touched the paper, it has like a granular texture. So I just wanted to share that. So it's another thing you could do. I have that now on the first panel, and I'm gonna let that air dry. Or again, I could take my brush and I could just kind of, there we go. I'm feeling that. That looks awesome. There. And that just kind of helps it dry. And you only use a tiny, tiny little bit, like just a couple granulars, and then you add your water to it, and then you get the color, and then when you spray it the second time, you get the undertone of the walnut stain. So it's a lot of fun to play with. And then for this side, we're going to mat the whole thing, so I'm not too worried. So again, our inner panels are going to look like this, and then our outer cover is going to look like that, our spine, and then the back. So I'm really happy with this, guys. And then what we'll do next week, we will come in and we will add our hidden spine, because I like to reinforce this. So I like to add like a couple layers to that. And then we're going to add the eyelets, and we'll add our elastic, and then we can mat and put our pockets in. And then I have all kinds of three-dimensional stuff that I want to add to here, because it's going to open up this way, and then it's going to open up this way. So this is just kind of like our background, like our preliminary background to how we're going to mat this and what we're going to do. So I'm really excited, and I love these stamps. I'm really happy with how that turned out. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. And you guys wanted to see me pull a gel plate, right? So I can do that. It's super fun. And I have that piece of paper in front of me. So we can do that. And maybe go with some brown. Come. There we go. And we'll do the same thing with the blue. I really like this one. This is a nice grungy blue. There we go. And we'll do some, looks like buttercream. It's called Warm Buff. All right, and then we're going to use our thing here. And again, we're just going to roll that out. I like this. So I like that for the background, and then I want to add some more blue. Yeah, some more blue. Here and there, and I can take my brush and just kind of there we go. And I'm going to take this. I have smaller, I have the big one. I have the 8 by 10. That's the size that I like for doing a full size sheet. And then I like to do, the smaller plates. So this is the 5 by 7, and then I have the shapes that are a octagon, a square, and I believe a circle. And then what I like to do with those is use them for like smaller surfaces when you're doing like maybe like a spread in your art journal, and you want to just have like one surface a certain color or a certain shape. Those are really wonderful for that. And then I also use them for reverse stamping. So if you have like a stamp that you want to, so obviously these ones wouldn't really matter because they're pretty much symmetrical, but if you had like a stamp where say it's a person and somebody's facing a certain way, or a flower and you wanted to reverse the image, then you can absolutely stamp it onto a gel plate, and then you can take that gel plate and then stamp it down onto your paper, and it's going to reverse the image. And actually the best ink for achieving that method is using StazOn. So I just wanted to share that. Here we go. So I have something that looks like this. Super fun. And then I wanted to show you guys. So now that I have something super fun, here we go. We'll do the infusions one more time. So again, yeah, and the blue's gonna pop. We'll do a little bit more maybe this time. There we go, a little bit. So it works amazing with your acrylic paints. There we go. And then I can just right like that. You guys can see all that grungy texture. So when you add a little bit more, it adds color and it adds texture. And then you get that walnut stain, and that's what I absolutely love. So you get this explosion of color, texture, and you also get if you guys can see, that walnut stain. And they have quite a few different colors. Aw, thanks, Louise. So it's super fun. I could cut this into tags. I could use that for a pocket. There's so many things. It could be a background for a beautiful mixed media piece, going with your stamps. So it's just a matter of creating the layers. And it's great because a lot of our products work together. And that's what I absolutely love about them. Like even the distress inks and the oxides. So that's the other thing too, guys. I have those right in front of me here too. So if I wanted to come in here and I wanted to grab some, what do I have? Where's my blue? My blue's really pretty. Let's grab that. Self After Blue. Where are you? Turquoise. Oh, it's turquoise not at my desk. Uh-oh. It should be. Purple. Here it is, turquoise. So you don't really have to give his a shake, because his it's just habit for me. His are Seth Apter's are no clog, and they're fast drying, and I love his products. They're just amazing. So again, if I wanted to give that a little spray and then add a little water, I'm going to get that effect. And it's just so beautiful. So again, all these products play together. Your acrylic paints, any of your sprays, your distress products, your infusions, paper artsy products. It's a lot of fun. So I just wanted to share that. So it's kind of nice we got to do something inky today. And then we'll be right back to our tutorial next week. So I'm super excited for that, guys. And then we'll add in the next elements. Yeah, here we go. So again, yep. And we're going to add all kinds of different things. So we're just going to see like borders and bits and pieces, and maybe some pieces here and there, because we're going to add all of our elements and they're all interactive. We're going to build this up with different papers and elements for our cover, and then it's going to have all the elements on the inside. So I'm really excited. So this just gives us a really nice base to start with that isn't a plain file folder. So it's kind of the whole point, right? We just don't want to look at that ugly plain file folder. And then I always leave the back the way it is, as is. So that's what our back's going to look like. So I just wanted to share that. So it's a lot of fun. I wasn't really used to how quickly these paints dried. So as you can see, I got lots of splotches, and I was going for more of like, to be able to blend it. So I had a hard time blending them. I think the Liquitex are easier to blend, than these ones. But I mean, for a first go and a first try, this was really good. So I'm super, super happy with that. So thank you guys so much. Have a fabulous week. And I will, message, our winners of the kits. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you back next week. Thanks, everyone. Bye.